congratulations on year 5. This is a big milestone for you, and I'm super excited today just to talk about that 5 years and what it's been like for you. And so I think it's nothing better for us to just get into it, right?
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
No problem. How do you feel about your first 5 years of being in business?
Oh man, I feel great. It came very fast.
Okay.
Actually, I didn't know that 5 years was a thing. Right, I was just grinding, trying to meet my goals, and the expectation of my clients. And then come this 5 years, and I was like, oh wow, this is big, Yeah, I can believe it's been 5 years already with, an idea that I thought of, and now I'm celebrating 5 years and still doing what I love to do. So it feels very great. It feels overwhelmed, but in my world, overwhelmed is great. It's like helps me to keep pushing and keep going.
Awesome. So over these last 5 years, what would you say was your hardest challenges? Like if you think back over all of them, what has been the hardest challenges for you?
Well, I've had a lot of challenges, but most of all is branding myself. Leaving the world where I was once an employee to someone else's company to now working for myself and being my own boss. That transition require a certain level of branding, so folks can know who I am. And I ran into a few challenges. One of my first challenge was I had to overcome the fact that people doesn't really take you serious at first, right? And we live in a world where most people are mediocre and they like to build business based on what other people are building. So it's easy to say, hey, he's just doing that because other people are starting business, so he wants to look relevant. So that's one challenge I had to overcome in my branding strategy, which was like, hey, no, I'm here for real. I'm here to do real business, and I need you to respect the fact that I'm doing real business, right? And then another challenge was the fact that it was a scam. I did this just to scam people out of their money, right? Because again, a lot of folks out there, are doing very unethical things. So it's easy to think, hey, if you start a business to scam people, honestly, no, I actually do ethical business. I work with ethical partners, and all of my approach, my strategy is based on ethical business, business standards. So I had to overcome that, and how I did that was just kind of reiterating who I am and what I do, and also proving my skills as well. Another challenge was that I needed attention. I like attention. No one wants to, talk to me, know who I am, and know what I do. So I needed attention. That's why I started a business, just to be able to get attention. Honestly, no. And I tell people, I say, the only attention that I chase is the attention that's putting money in my bank account, right? So that also boils down to why am I here? I'm here because I want to do business. So those were the challenges that I had to overcome, and kind of built a brand for myself. And now Execultant Consultancy is a reputable, it's a recognizable business brand.
Nice. So with these past 5 years, I heard your challenges, but what are some of the things that has been so fun and rewarding for you about being in business?
Yeah, sure. So, wow, a lot of good things. Just helping my clients. Just, at the end of every job, once I submit that deliverable and they say, wow, this is exactly what I was looking for. Like, I just been struggling to find this opportunity, and then also build a network. Excuse me. So I grew my business on networking. We are in the digital age where everything is social media, and folks believe that your business cannot be successful if you don't have 100,000 followers or 50,000 followers or 1 million followers. Then your business is not successful. I took another route. I came from a traditional business background where we believe in shaking hands, we believe in setting up face-to-face meeting people and pitching your business ideas to them, meeting people face-to-face, So I kind of just took that route, and I think building a network has been the most rewarding thing for me. And I have a lot of great folks in my network right now who admire what I do, they understand what I do, and and they are prospects for future collaboration. And I think that's the most rewarding thing, helping my customers realize their plan, create success story, and also building a great network that helps my business grow.
I mean, and it's good that you talk about building your network, because my next question to you is that now that you've reached this 5-year milestone, you've gravitated from being the new business owner to now being more established. What do you see is next for Executant Consultancy? I'm so sorry, Executant Consultancy.
It's okay. It's not a complicated name. It's just
it's the syllables in there. Executant Consultancy.
Yeah, Executant Consultancy.
Yes. What would you see that is next for you, and then what's on the horizon?
Sure. So when I first started, I was heavy on business development. I was heavy on growth strategies and how small business owner can be more structured and be more organized in what they do. I didn't really put much attention towards my project management consultancy. So now, I'm looking into putting more time into my project management consultancy, work with, small companies, who need to improve their, project management processes, their frameworks, just to be able to deliver project more efficiently. So my goal right now is to focus more on project management. I'm also launching a new community learning called It's Time for Static class, where it's going to bring together, project leaders and people who have passion for project management. Just to kind of discuss, the day-to-day work of a project manager, like the tools that are relevant in certain case scenarios, discuss different frameworks that is being rolled out on a daily basis, and how we as project managers and project professionals can be able to, bring value to our company. And this community is open to anyone. The link is on my website, how to sign up. So those are the direction I'm headed to right now, and continuously building my network. Meeting great business owners and shaking hands and building my network.
Okay. Well, the next question tells me, how does this 5 years in business look like? But what I'm going to actually go is to the next question, because I believe that you've given us what 5 years encompasses overall for you at Executant Consultancy. But what is your secret when you're motivated to pull through the challenges? What are the things that motivate you to keep going when times of business can be uncertain?
Well, I've been asked a lot what's my secret, and I'm like, do I really want to tell you my secret? The world I live in is very competitive now. I can't be telling my secrets to people, and I'm not there yet, to be able to just give it up. But anyway, I would just say you have to desire what you're doing, and that's why it's very important to start a business based on passion.
So you just gave us some overall good tidbits, but what advice would you have for someone who's just starting or taking this same journey to 5 years that you're on right now? What advice would you give to those people?
Well, I would say don't rush. Take your time. If I knew that 5 years is a thing, I would have taken my time. I wouldn't have been in so much rush for success. I felt like I didn't really rush to say that, I don't know what I'm doing and just trying to just, hit the bag. I rush in sense like I put myself to work, knowing that, hey, I have to get this done, and I feel like I could have taken my time. And then another thing would be is that it's okay to start over. However, when you are starting over, you are not starting over from the bottom line. You are now starting over from a foundation you have laid for yourself, right?
Well, thank you so much, and happy 5 years to you.
I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.